Welcome into the Brooks Bench with your host, Brooke, aka Shiggy, and my co-host, Brooke.
What's up, y'all?
And Megan.
What's up?
The three amigos. We're back. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. Follow us on all social media at the Brooks Bench. Join our Discord, link in the description. Long show. We'll get to that part about Megan's part because I said absolutely not. We're not doing all that, Megan. So we'll get to that part. But let's start with the news first. South Carolina versus UConn and LSU versus Texas last weekend were number 3 and number 4 most viewed women's college basketball games on all-time ESPN platforms. They were the most watched regular season women's college game day since 2010. UConn and South Carolina averaged 1.8 million viewers, and LSU versus Texas averaged 1.7 million viewers. Both great games. And on a Super Bowl Sunday, right? Was that on a Super Bowl Sunday? That doubleheader? No, it wasn't. I lied. That was the other one that broke a record, though. The Super Bowl Sunday one. Both games are good, so congratulations. Georgia Amore joins Caitlin Clark and Sabrina Ionescu as the only women's basketball players to have 2,300 points and 800 plus assists. Love to see it. Paige Beckers is now the 9th all-time leading scorer in UConn history with 2,158 points, passing Diana Taurasi. Can you imagine 4 healthy years from Paige Beckers? Her total? Sheesh. Sarah Strong becomes the first freshman this season to record 400 points, 200 rebounds, 100 assists, and 50 steals. She is also the 7th freshman in the last 15 seasons to accomplish that feat. That's crazy. She's killing it.
Yeah.
Hannah Hidalgo, first player in Notre Dame women's basketball history to score 600 points in each of her first 2 seasons. I'm not surprised. Did you guys see that streak? She's at 60 games now since she scored like double digit, right?
Yeah.
Double digit points. That's crazy. NC State's Zoe Brooks, I think she ended with 33 points. 33 points is the 3rd player this season with a 30-point game against the AP number 1 team. The other 2 were Juju and then Silas Swords. Great company to be in. She's killing it. We were just talking about how Zoe Brooks is underrated this season. Louisville defeats number 11 Duke in Durham. They're the first team, men's and women's, to beat Duke in Cameron this season. Didn't know that. Great win. 20 straight home wins for TCU, their longest home win streak since winning 27 in a row from 2009 to 2010. Burke, we're going to have to talk about TCU towards the end of the video, so.
I better get ready up now.
Yeah, buckle up. Notre Dame are the first team to secure their first spot in quarterfinals in the ACC women's basketball tournament. I know UCLA, they clinched the Big Ten a couple weeks ago, I think we talked about.
Yeah.
We're getting close. It's going to come down to a lot this week, which we'll also be getting into. So we'll go over the Week 16's AP Top 25. Florida State dropped out of the Top 25. Illinois is new to the poll. Baylor went up 6 spots, ranked 19. Alabama up 3 spots, ranked 18. And then UNC up 3 spots, ranked 9. We all know Notre Dame lost this week. Does that mean Texas is going to be the new number 1?
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. You think?
Yeah, because they dropped UCLA after losing to 3. So yeah, Texas is going to be
the
one. Yeah.
That's crazy.
UCLA almost lost again today.
I know. Hey,
but
Iowa. I was going crazy right now. Yeah, I would agree. I think Texas is going to be the number 1. Texas is tough, but Notre Dame, they had it for what, a week? A week at number 1? Or has it been 2 weeks at number 1?
turn it off, my bad.
No, 1, I think.
Oh, well, it was fun. It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
Florida State had a big win against Georgia Tech today. I'm curious to see if they can come back in this top 25, but Louisville I know they lost to UNC today. If they beat UNC, I think they'd be in the AP top 25. Fortunately, they lost. They have had I think they had 3 top 25 wins within these last couple of weeks. Other than that, nothing too crazy happened. But we'll talk about, those upsets later in this video. I did want to talk about the current standings because the tournaments are starting, the conference tournaments are starting in 2 weeks. So I just did want to preview each the Power Fours conference standings currently, so we can kind of see, what's on the line for this coming week, because it's going to be an important week, last week of regular season, right? So the Big Ten. So the top 15 Big Ten schools will participate in the tournament. The top 9 teams will receive a first round bye, and the top 4 teams will receive a double bye.
Out of 18 teams. So some of them are not
18.
going to make it to the tournament.
Yeah, and I mean, those 3 teams right now are Rutgers, Purdue, and Penn State. Will not be, if it ended right now. The top 9 teams currently would be USC, UCLA, Ohio State, Maryland. Top 4? Let's start with the top 4, actually, because the top 4 received double bye. Can you guys squeeze that out? Click on Maryland's schedule, Megan, while I talk about this. I want to see if you guys have a double bye on the horizon.
Stop targeting Maryland.
I know.
Hey, I didn't know, because I feel like they fell off. We just kept talking about them losing, but look at them. Top 4. They could be top 4 in the Big Ten. After that, it would be Illinois, Michigan State, Michigan, Oregon, Indiana. Oh, did I go past 9? I wasn't counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It ends at Indiana.
It ends at Indiana. Okay, and then Indiana would be the top 9. Those Cornhuskers and Iowa.
Yeah.
Right here. These 2 contenders for that first round bye. I don't think it's probably going to happen.
Well, Maryland plays Indiana and Ohio to finish out their season.
Ohio State?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Indiana's had some good wins as well. But I mean, things are on the line, especially for these, like right here, from Oregon to Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Things can change. The top, I think we're all pretty set. Ohio State, UCLA, USC will probably be in those top 4 teams, unless something crazy happens in the last week. But the Big Ten, dominated by the Pac-12. No, I'm just playing. Okay. So like I said, this is a small preview. When the conference tournaments come on, we'll talk about it when we have the final seedings. But this is just a glance to see what Week 17 is going to look like. ACC, 15 of the 18 women's basketball teams will participate in the tournament. Top 7 teams get a first round bye. Top 4 teams get the double bye. Similar. So right now, top 4, Notre Dame, NC State, North Carolina, Louisville. And then the top 7 would be Florida State, Duke, Cal. Dang, Cal. Look at Cal. Okay. Brooke, did you say Miami's not going to make it? Oh, wait,
No.
15.
No, they're not. 15 is like...
Yeah, no,
it's
wait.
a tight couple teams.
Yeah, they have to, win out.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, that's crazy. Because they've had some close games. They've lost some close games. I kind of want them to make it.
4-12 in conference.
Yeah.
And we're coming off to the last 2-3 games of ACC.
Yeah. Hey, they might squeeze in at the 15 spot. That's going to be crazy. I know Duke's still in the mix with Florida State.
They are 15 right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think they're going to squeeze in. I think they squeeze it out.
Not if Stanford has something to say about it.
Oh, they play
Hey, they
Stanford?
might. That's a home game for them.
Oh,
Next Thursday.
That's a good one. Okay. I said that's a good one. They're 4-12, Miami.
It is a good one.
It's
Have you
good
been
for
watching?
Miami. Yeah. Hey, good games.
And Stanford has a streak at home, so they feel way better at home. Hopefully, they have New back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about that. Yeah. So, I mean, the ACC is pretty close. Notre Dame was going to clinch, but NC State upset them, which we'll talk about. So, yeah, I mean, I think the ACC is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think much is going to change. North Carolina and Louisville. If that would have been switched, I was rooting for Louisville. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted them to be
Yeah, but they
UNC.
still have 2 games ahead of them.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, but I
It's
mean,
good. The Florida State Louisville is going to be better. Well, and Duke. All 3 of those teams are very interchangeable.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be,
Whatever all 3 of their schedules are this next week will be quite interesting.
Yeah, them and the 4-12s at the bottom. They're all vying for
Georgia
this
Tech is also coming to Stanford, so that'll be
Ooh, okay,
So
that's gonna be a good one.
those two teams will probably be at Cal as well. It's usually how it goes.
Okay, so this is gonna be a good little bunch of games right here. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Um, over to the Big 12. The Big 12 is a lot closer in my opinion. So all 16 teams will participate in the tournament.
Oh, how nice.
I know. Everyone just gets to have some fun. Top 8 teams will receive a first round bye. Top 4 will receive a double bye. So the top 4 right now are TCU, Baylor, Kansas State, Oklahoma State. It's
Look at the
really
Utes.
close. Yeah, look at Utah. Utah, West Virginia. Iowa State's still in there? Okay. Didn't know that.
I was actually watched briefly, was it yesterday, an Iowa State game, and I was like, wow, we haven't talked about them in quite some time.
Man, I hope they, make a little run. I know they weren't as good as last year, but they're still in here. They're still, what is this, top 10, top 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, top 8. They'll get a bye. And then Colorado closes it out. But Colorado's still fighting with Arizona. Boom. There's something there. But these top teams for these top seeds is going to be tough. 14-2, 14-2, 13-3, 12-4, 12-4. Is that for the 4th spot? 4th spot gets a double bye. Oh yeah, Oklahoma State and Utah. Oh yeah, these are gonna be good games. Did anyone else? I might have got not scammed. Ayoka Lee for Kansas State. Did I click on some clickbait stuff? Was she back? I might have made that up. She did break her foot, I think.
Not that I've seen.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Oh my god, I got played.
You got scammed. You should check your credit cards right now.
Wait, no, right here. It was her senior night. She just walked out. I don't think she got to play.
That would make more sense. That's probably what you saw.
Yeah, I think that is. Okay, last SEC, bottom 4 teams in conference play first round games while the top 4 teams receive a double bye and do not play until the quarterfinals. So the top 4 teams right now, South Carolina, Texas, LSU, Kentucky. Look at Kentucky go, but Kentucky has to play Texas, I believe. So
Kentucky could have won today.
Oh my God!
We'll talk about.
We'll talk about it. They fumbled the bag on
big
that one.
Time.
We will talk about it, but I'm pretty sure they played. Yeah, they played. Oh no,
they wouldn't play Texas right off the bat.
No, they played Tennessee and then South. No, I mean this next week they played Tennessee and then South Carolina.
That's a tough last 2 games.
That sucks. Alabama, on the other hand, I just want to check quickly because Alabama's basically and Oklahoma, but let's see. Alabama plays LSU, Oklahoma. So Oklahoma, Alabama kind of cancel each other out on that one. That's gonna be tough for that 4th spot.
Well, Oklahoma plays Florida before that, so they kind of have that. That's an easier game for them.
Yeah, that's true. But still, I mean,
Florida could upset them, but
the fact that Tennessee on here is what 2, 4, 6, 8 in the conference and ranked 15 in the country is crazy to me.
Well, they did have a tough schedule. They played a lot of good teams this year. I know, and
which will help them in the long run. Big advocate for that. But I just saying, that's how good the SEC is.
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
And Ole Miss is above them, and they're not ranked. They haven't been ranked in, I swear, all year, which is a lie. But
yeah, it has. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while. But I mean, SEC is always tough. I'm curious. This is gonna be an exciting week. By saying exciting, we had a lot of close games this week. Megan's gonna go over almost upsets of the week, but she's gonna rapid fire because every game this week was close. Yeah. We usually do within 10 points is an almost upset. Next week we're gonna bring it down to 5 because these 10-point victories. We can't do it. We're only gonna go to 5 points.
It's the end of the season, so we're gonna have close games. So
exactly.
Can't talk about them all.
Exactly. So Megan's gonna go a little faster than usual and just kind of speed through them. I know there's a couple games that we did watch that we'll talk a little bit about. But other than that, take it away, Meg.
Phew, that was a close one.
All right, so starting off with Ohio State and Iowa. Ohio State won 86-78. Ohio had a solid first half, but then Iowa came out in the third to start the comeback from a 13-point game.
It was a really good game.
Yeah. Iowa was able to tie it up at the end of regulation, but then they got beat 12-4 in overtime.
Yeah.
Iowa had 20 turnovers compared to Ohio's 12. So that kind of explains the loss there. Mm-hmm. Iowa was led by Lucy Olson, 27 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, and Sydney 11 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists. And then Ohio State, Jelani Cambridge, 29 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and Cody McMahon, 25 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. They won the game on those 2 shoulders.
I will say those Lucy Olson to get them to overtime was crazy. She hit like heck of clutch threes. Step back, like contested. Like it was a really good game all the way through.
She's having a good year.
Yeah.
All right. Maryland, I mean, they're always going to be in close games to probably finish out the year. Maryland barely beat Michigan 85-77. Freshman Olivia Olson from Michigan went off 26 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, got help from Jordan Hobbs, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Maryland was led by Sarah Tibasu, 21 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and then Cheyenne Sellers, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Maryland led the whole second half, but they just aren't able to spread the score to really pull away. Freshman Swords had 19 points and 6 rebounds. Sellers got hurt at the end of this game, but nothing serious.
I don't think she's fully healthy.
Yeah, she's having knee issues. She's wearing the knee brace. Yeah. But she did play the next game that we'll talk about, which was also close. And then Oklahoma State barely beat Utah 68-64. Yeah, not a whole lot to talk about here. It was just a close game the entire time. USC, Michigan, we'll talk about that later. We have Creighton barely beating St. John 65-62. Morgan Malley, 20.6 rebounds, 2 assists, scored 14 of her 20 points in the second half to keep it a close game for St. John's. Lauren Jensen, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Creighton led by Lachey Drower, 18 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and Kylie, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Neither team led by more than 6 points in this game. So
good game.
Yep. Maryland again, 85 to Northwestern 79. It's nothing new here. I mean, like I said, Maryland's just going to be in the games. They just can't really do well scoring. I don't think they're going to go far in the tournament.
They're not fully healthy.
They're not fully healthy. Sellers keeps struggling with her knee. Yeah. So it just is what it is. But good job, Northwestern, for staying in there. Then we had Kentucky beating Missouri 73-65. Missouri was led by Lanaya Randall, 21 points, 13 rebounds, 1 assist, and Grace Slaughter, 18 points and 5 rebounds. Kentucky was led by Clara Stack, 22 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, and Georgia Moore, 19 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. It was a close game entire time. Kentucky pulled away slightly in the third, but then they let Missouri stay close all the way to finish out the game. Kenny.
Back at it again.
Back at it again. And then we had Tennessee. This was a good game. Tennessee against Alabama, 88-80. Jewel Spears, this was crazy. So Jewel Spears ended with 20 points, 6 rebounds. 11 of those 20 points were all from the free throw line. She was just trying to get to the basket, get fouls.
Get it done,
so,
right
I love that.
Yeah.
And
that's
won.
how it should be done.
Yep.
Yeah. Close game, entire way. Alabama was led by Sarah Ashley Barker, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and Zay Green, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Then the UCLA Iowa game. Woo! They almost lost.
That's crazy, bro.
I was sweating the whole game. UCLA won 67-65.
I can't believe it.
Iowa was led by Lucy Olson, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and Hannah Sulky, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. UCLA was led by Lauren Betts, 22 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, and Kiki Rice, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. 20% from the 3, UCLA, and then 14 turnovers compared to 8 from Iowa. So that's why it was a close game. Not the best scoring night for Kiki Rice. Even Lauren Betts had her struggles, but they were able to pull it out.
They were triple teaming her at one point, for real.
Yeah.
Like, they closed in on her. Like, they did really well.
I mean, that's what you have to do to try to stop her.
Yeah,
so,
agreed.
It was a good game. I'm not going to lie. I was rooting for Iowa at the end, but they couldn't get it done.
That's crazy work. That's crazy.
Next, we have North Carolina barely beating Louisville 79-75. This is what Brooke was talking about earlier. Louisville led by Jada Curry, 18.6 rebounds, 4 assists. Olivia Cochran, 11 points, 10 rebounds. They just couldn't pull it off. North Carolina hit.
No, they should have won.
I know
they messed up.
North Carolina hit a couple of like clutch shots at the end there, but the high scores for North Carolina were off the bench. Lainey Grant, 19 points, 1 assist, and Treyana Chris, 19 points, 2 assists.
Yeah, she did.
The bench beat them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Depth. We talked about it. Who has better depth?
And then next to Tennessee, barely beating Florida, 86-78. You know, Talasia Cooper, 18 points, 5 rebounds, led them to a win. And then the Michigan versus Indiana game. Michigan beat them Michigan State 75 to Indiana 65. Chloe Moore McNeil led Indiana 15 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and Grace Blansoon for Michigan State 17 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. This game was kind of it was bad shooting from both teams.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for going through that fast because we're going to cut our criteria. So I hope you guys enjoyed the last 10-point deficit, or not 10-point deficit, 10-point almost upsets because it's going to 5. Too many close games. Alrighty, we're going into the Week 16 recap. We go over AP Top 25 matchups and any upsets that happen to AP Top 25 teams. First off, Notre Dame defeats number 11 Duke 64-49. Notre Dame handled their business, honestly. Like, it was crazy. For Duke, only Tiana Mayer scored in the double digits. Next highest was 9 points from Toby Fournier off the bench. So, I mean, you can already tell where this game was headed. Hannah Hidalgo led Notre Dame 19 points, 4 assists, 3 steals. Sona Citron 15 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Duke did not shoot well from the 3, 11%. Notre Dame out-rebounded them 41-28. It was a close game in the first half. Most of these games are always close in the first half. We talk about all the time. And then that
third quarter.
The third quarter that really separates these teams every single time. It was only 29-27 at halftime, but then Notre Dame basically went on 17-1 run, and it was kind of over after that. The momentum stayed with Notre Dame. And then Duke had 19 turnovers. Notre Dame also had 18, but still. Notre Dame after that half. Their defense, when it's on, they'll disrupt you. I know Duke's defense is pretty good as well. But couldn't stop Notre Dame. Over to number 17, West Virginia defeating number 12, Kansas State, 70-57. That's insane, actually. J.J. Quinterly, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Jordan Harrison, 18 points, 3 assists, 2 steals. And Tamara Poindexter, 17 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. They actually said that this was the matchup between the best offense and the best defense in the Big 12. And it looks like the best, you know how they say defense wins championships. So the best defense won, West Virginia. Obviously, they don't have Ayoka Lee back for Kansas State. They said she could come back later in the season. Still yet to hear about that. They both didn't shoot that well from the 3, 28% for West Virginia, 25% for Kansas State. But what separated them was Kansas State had 21 turnovers, and West Virginia capitalized on that with 27 points off of turnovers. This was Kansas State's season high in turnovers, and Kansas State only shot 39% from the field, and they were 5 for 20 from the 3-point line. West Virginia led 57-49 before holding Kansas State to 1 of 10 shooting over the next 6 minutes, and then West Virginia made 7 straight shots to extend their lead to 70-51. That's a killer. That's a killer. Other than that, West Virginia did end up losing later, which we'll talk about, but West Virginia's sneaky, in my opinion. Number 4, USC defeated number 22, Michigan State, 83-75. I know this game looks close, but I watched it. USC had controlled this game the entire game. It was not like, I guess towards the end it was like, but it's like USC handled business from the jump. Michigan State struggled. 7% from the 3. They were 1 for 13. That's insane. USC shot 33% from the three, 43% from the field, led by Juju Watkins, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Kiki Raffin, 24 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. And then Grace Van Sluten, 29 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. USC did have a 21-point lead late in the third, but Michigan State made things interesting, went on a 15-4 run to get within 74-68. But I mean, after that, they couldn't get any closer, really. USC is currently in first place still, which we already went over for the Big Ten tournament. We'll see if they end things like that. Louisville upsets number 11 Duke 70-62. Now Louisville, like I said earlier, had some good top 25 wins. I believe it's 3 in the month of February. So I think they're peaking at the right time. I would say, honestly, they might go a little far. They might surprise a lot of people. I know they kind of messed up today, but it's okay. Louisville was led by Jada Curry, 24 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Jalea Williams, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. And then Aluchi Akanawa, 17 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist for Duke off the bench. Louisville shot 50% from the three, 42% from the field. And they capitalized off of Duke's 20 turnovers with 27 points. Yeah, Duke shot 15% from the three. They did shoot 100% from the free throw line, but they only shot 4 free throws. So
I've seen that twice now on here, and I'm just confused, or I don't know about confused, but it's crazy that they've only had 4 free throws the whole game. I feel like these people are fouling all day long now.
I agree with you.
And the refs are calling it all day long. How did they only get through a game with 4 free throws?
I agree with you. I think there's more of that later. I really do. I think it's like 4. I think there's a 3 in there. It's crazy. Duke tied the game at 45 all with 6 straight points to end the third. They were also tied headed into the final quarter. Nyla Harris made 2 free throws for the lead with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left. That started a 10-2 game-ending run. Louisville outscored Duke 22-15 in the second and 25-17 in the fourth. Yeah. Oh, right here. Louisville defeated 3 ranked opponents last 4 matchups: Cal, Florida State, Duke. They're on a little roll. I think they're going to crack the top 25, maybe. Fingers crossed. I don't know. UCLA defeats Illinois 70-55. This was what we all thought this matchup was going to be. Illinois trailed by 15 points early in the second half, pulled within 48-44 with 6 minutes, 55 seconds remaining. But I was going to say UCLA put it out of their reach with 8 straight points. Bam. It's a wrap. Lauren Betts, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Kiki Rice, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And then Adalia McKenzie for Illinois, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. It's crazy because Illinois shot 40% from the three. But UCLA outscored them 46-24 in the paint. So, I mean, that cancels that out. Indiana upsets Ohio State 71-61, and this one actually surprised me. I really didn't think this was going to happen, but hey, it did. Yarden Garzon, 16 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Sydney Parrish, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. And then Jelani Cambridge for Ohio State, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Ohio State was outscored in every quarter except the fourth, when they tried to come back and it was too late. There was no making up for it. Ohio opened the second quarter on a 9-0 run to tie the game at 26. Indiana closed the half on a 14-2 run for a 40-28 lead at the break. Ohio State didn't score and had 3 turnovers in the last 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Ohio State was never close after tying the game early in the second, and then trailed by double digits. That's rough. Ohio State, I think, is confusing because they've had big wins. But then, closer to the end of the season, we've been seeing, Iowa. They almost lost to Iowa. They had to go into overtime. It's like they're squeaking out overtime wins. But it's like, that's not good. That doesn't make me feel confident about Ohio State going into the tournament, at least. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, honestly, it's just like if Jelani Cambridge is hitting, then it's like cool. But it's just not consistent offensive scoring. Their defense is always pretty decent, like I said, but it's the offense. They're just not consistent.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you. NC State defeats Georgia Tech 83-68. Georgia Tech has to be out of the AP Top 25. Every time we've talked about them last 2 weeks, they've lost. I don't think they've won. I don't see how they're holding on any
losing their momentum.
Yeah.
After that, what was it, like 13-0 start or whatever it was? Zoe Brooks, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Isaiah James, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. And then Tony Morgan for Georgia Tech, 17 points and 5 rebounds, 6 assists. NC State shot really well, 53% from the field, 40% from the 3. Georgia Tech shot 39% from the field, 31% from the 3. NC State outscored Georgia Tech in every quarter except the second, where they each scored 21 points. So, I mean, it's just a scratch at that point, right?
Yeah.
NC State dominated. They're peaking again. They're peaking again at the right time.
Every year.
We were concerned at the beginning, but here they are, peaking at the right time, right before March. So yeah, I mean, we'll talk about the Notre Dame win, but yeah, here they are. Here they come. Oh no, you talked about this. Did you talk about the Tennessee game? Tennessee versus Alabama?
I did.
You broke the rules. That's crazy. You just went free ball that one.
Canceled. You can't do your segment next week, Megan.
I know. Okay. Well, I guess Meg already went over it. I knew that game sounded familiar.
Always trying to kick me off.
Well, the crazy part is, I was like, wow, that game sounds familiar. No, because I did it, but now I can't even go over it. Thanks, Meg. All right, next. Thanks a lot. TCU defeats West Virginia 71-50. TCU dominated the whole way. Like, I don't think West Virginia ever led, which was, I thought this was going to be a better game. We talked about West Virginia's defense. They just upset Kansas State. I was like, oh, they might give TCU a run for their money. And, I was thinking about this. You know how we're talking about Sedona Prince and all her stuff. I think we should have a nickname for her. It should be, you know what they call Voldemort? What's the thing? No,
he who shall not be named.
I think that's what we should do the rest of this season. To get
or just Lord Voldemort works great too.
Lord Voldemort?
Or whatever his name is, Voldemort. Isn't it? Yeah. Or don't they call him Lord Voldemort at one point?
No, I know, but we really want to call her Lord Voldemort? No,
I want to call her lots of things that we can't say, but
but I'm just saying, I think we should, yeah. She who shall not be named. Okay?
Yes.
She did have 20 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and she is a mismatch and always will be. And we always have to mention it. But
well, yeah, she's 7 feet tall.
I know.
Not too many 7 feet 30-year-olds that are playing NCAA Division I.
That's crazy. And still in the mock draft, she's going not number 1. She's going in the first round.
Like number 1. That'd be crazy.
That would be insane. No, they have her mocked in a lot in the first round.
The one mock draft I saw like maybe a week or two, not a week ago, like probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, more likely, they had her going to Phoenix, and I was like, that's a great spot.
No, the recent one I saw was Minnesota, and I'm like, no.
Oh, no.
Don't do that to us. We love Minnesota. Just don't draft her.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's going to happen, though.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, she's going to get drafted.
Don't know how people keep protecting her on these teams.
They're just using her because of her
circumstances.
Size. They're just using her because of her ability to play basketball. That's what it is. Haley Van Lith also led TCU, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. JJ Quinley, again for West Virginia, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. West Virginia shot a season low of 31%. And Van Lith scored all of the points in a 7-0 run that restored a 20-point edge that gave TCU its biggest lead, 65-43, midway through the fourth quarter. But yeah, TCU shot 37% from the 3, while West Virginia only shot 16%. Rough. TCU out-rebounded them 42-27 as well, and 34 points in the paint to 20 points in the paint. We will no longer. We'll move on now. Sensitive. We hit a nerve. The big game. NC State upsets Notre Dame 104-95, double overtime. Brooke, you missed the best game of the season. It was the best game of the season.
That's just how my life works.
Yeah.
So.
This was a great game, back and forth. It was 8 points was the largest lead, right, of the night. And it came down in overtime. That's when the largest lead happened. It was just back and forth, fast-paced. Everyone was exhausted. It was just a really, really good game. Zoe Brooks had a career high of 33 points. NC State shot really well. 48% from the three, 45% from the field. Notre Dame only shot 25% from the three, but they did outscore NC State 60-46. NC State went on a 10-0 run to start the second OT. And that's basically how it really ended, honestly. They did have help from Tilda Triger, who usually averages 6 points, but she had a season high of 19 points. So a lot of things were going right for NC State. Home game, the arena was pumped. It was super loud, like great atmosphere. And I know Hannah Hidalgo scored 26 points, but it was not her most efficient night. She didn't look as great as she usually does. She shot 8 for 26 from the field. But she did still lead Notre Dame in points scored. And then Isaiah James chipped in for NC State, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Great win for NC State. They're definitely moving up the AP top 25. We talked about it. Notre Dame's probably dropping out. Not of the top 25, but of that one spot. It's over.
Can you imagine? It's a wrap.
1-26.
Start over.
Yeah, but they're probably no longer going to be the number one. Probably going to end up going to Texas. But probably the best game we've seen this season, in my opinion. It was a really good game.
I love that for you guys. Hate that for me.
You know what's messed up during the game? I was like, wow. Every time, I was like, wow, Brooks making a great game. And I was like, I almost updated you every quarter, but then I was like, nah, it's too much.
And honestly, it really is like when I'm working too. Like, it's not like I'm doing something like super fun. I'm like working to make money.
Yeah.
And it's every single time that happens to me.
Well, we might get a rematch. You might get to relive it. You don't know.
Yes, next year.
Yeah. Okay, LSU defeats Kentucky 65-58.
This was a good game though.
It was. Kentucky popped off. They came out the first half guns a-blazing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go through your run through. It's okay. Go through your run through and we can talk about it.
Okay, we'll talk about it. I
don't talk about any of the recaps that you have.
Okay, so basically, Kentucky came out and was like, bang, we're here to play. This was on senior day. What a horrible senior day. Like, this is a hard game. But anyways, Kentucky came out. I think they did well in the first half. When they came back out, I don't know what they decided to do, but they were just like, oh, we did good in the first. It's okay. We're done. We're done playing today. We're done. That's what it felt like. And LSU the second half was like, oh no, we're winning this game. Like, that's what it came down to. Kentucky shot 16% from the three. What are you guys doing? Like, it was a rough day from three. I understand
That's the Kenny Brooks special right there, is that percentage from the three. I just, like, I can't stress this enough. And, like, I'm not saying it's fully his fault. And you know what? During the game, I was going to be like, I'm going to give Kenny Brooks his flowers today. But you know what?
It came out.
You have one flower today from me.
One.
Because.
For the first half.
Yeah. And it was great because.
It was great.
And even the announcers were talking about his work with the bigs. First of all, the big, what is her name? I think it starts with an S. She's the tall blonde, like 6'7".
Clara
Strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big fan. First time I've ever seen her play.
She's good. Oh,
big fan.
She
and then they were talking about his like work with their step back fadeaways for the bigs.
He's trying to get Kitley in her.
Yeah, they kept saying that's the Kitley special. Like,
yeah.
And I guess she like played like against Kitley a lot last year to like help improve herself or something. But honestly, I love the fadeaway. But can you please work on them like finishing their rebounds and finishing the play? And what are we doing? Like missing 3 rebounds in a row. That's how you lose this game, and that's how they lost. It wasn't even their third quarter. They were talking about like they made like 4 points in 10 minutes.
Yeah, yes, that's
you can't do that versus LSU.
That's
one of the last teams to do that against. But honestly, like the bigs, like they did a great job out rebounding freaking LSU for most of the game, but they couldn't put it back up because they don't know how to shoot the ball back in.
Oh motherfucker! Why does this always happen to me? I just don't understand.
And you know what? While you figure that out, I was just so annoyed with his play calling at the end. You're telling me with like maybe over 30 seconds left, less than a minute, and you call a timeout and you don't advance the ball against LSU, you're not going to advance the ball. Even the announcers were like, I'm confused.
Oh, shoot. Where
and
were
then
we when that
they don't even give it to Georgia Amore at all during that whole play. They got it turned over by the time they got to like the 3-point line.
Yeah.
And then they finally get the advance the play because LSU, of course, scores. And what do? They immediately like get it to Georgia Amore. And then even the announcers were like, you have to drive the ball because at this point, if you foul LSU, they're just going to put the nail in the coffin. If you get a 2, maybe even possibly a foul, you extend the game. What do you think Kentucky does? What do you think they do? They challenge you with 3.
Yeah, always.
And I'm pretty sure it was an air ball.
Kenny special.
Okay, come on.
I just like, and he's just sitting on the sideline, like smirking. Like,
yeah.
Hey, yo, wait, did you guys, speaking of that, did you see the video in the first half of Kim Mulkey?
No, but I missed it when you texted that. But it's just, I can't.
I have to send you the video. But because it's the funniest thing, because we all see Kim Mulkey as like someone who's always yelling and like all that on the sideline. No, she had absolutely no words. And I said, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen from Kim Mulkey.
I feel like it scares me more when she's like super calm, just sitting there.
And it's like, that's how you know she's really mad. Like she has no words. Yeah. That's what made me
And
laugh.
honestly, she should have been mad because LSU was not playing LSU basketball at the beginning.
No, they were not.
They were slow. They weren't pushing too much.
Kentucky out-rebounded them.
Shout out Anissa Morrow, though. I would say her draft stock is going up as well.
Oh, the fact that it should have been up, like they had her so low in the first place, it's so annoying.
But like watching her like against these 6'7" huge bigs on Kentucky, she's not that tall, and she's went to work. Yeah, she kept LSU in the game, if you ask me.
I like Anissa Morrow. I think she's gonna rise her draft stock.
Some of the best camera work I've ever seen.
Isn't that the greatest video? I'm gonna pop it up because it's just the funniest video I've ever seen. When have you ever seen her that calm? Notice
that camera guy immediately knew what to do.
That's good. That one was good. All right,
that's good. That's right? Good. He didn't even follow the players. He just zoomed.
He's getting a raise. Promotion.
That was good.
Hopefully I pop it up and doesn't get copyrighted because I think everyone needs to see that video. That was a great video. Okay, over to number 4, USC defeats number 25, Illinois, 76-66. Wait, Meg, did you talk about this one too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Illinois lost twice about.
Yeah. Okay. Illinois must have lost twice then. Juju Watkins, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Kiki Iriafen, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And then Genesis Bryant for Illinois, 22 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. USC shot 42% from the field, 21% from the 3. While Illinois shot 41% from the field, 33% from the 3. Illinois had 17 turnovers. USC capitalized on that with 21 points off turnovers. Illinois erased an 11-point deficit in the second quarter when they went on a 10-3 run to trail 40-36. They held USC to 1 of 9 from the field in that span. USC missed their first 7 shots of the third, while Illinois pulled 40-40 tie. USC outscored Illinois 17-7 and take a 57-47 lead into the fourth. Illinois tried to make a final push in the closing minutes after trailing 18 by outscoring USC 11-2. But too bad. Juju closed the game with 4 straight free throws. I don't think Illinois is going to be in the top 25. I think we should make room for Louisville, and I'm going to just stand on that because Louisville's been doing pretty well. I know they lost, but they made a good push. Last game of the week that I did not tune into. Sunday was crazy. Brooke, I know you were busy. You were working. But we had like 2 TVs going, like trying to catch all these games. They made them all at the same time. It was hard to
that's
watch.
Also what I'm frustrated with. Yeah. Because usually you get like 1 or 2 good ones, 9 to 11 start time. And then it trickles and we have a good one right now at 5:30. And I'm
No.
confused. We don't.
It was like 9, 9, 9, 11, 11, 11, 1, 1. I was like,
Yeah.
trying to watch 2 games, I was like, oh my God, I'm missing something on the other game. But yeah, it was a lot. It was an overwhelming Sunday here. So the last game of the slate, Florida State upsets number 20 Georgia Tech 73-70. Bye Georgia Tech from this AP Top 25. That's too many losses. No Georgia Tech starter scored in the double digits.
What? And that's crazy to still be in it 73-70.
Yeah, someone, I'm gonna need you to pull up that recap on that one. Sydney Bowles for Florida State, 32 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Michaela Timpson, 19 points, 16 rebounds, 3 assists. And Tiana Thompson for Georgia Tech, off the bench, 19 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Florida State shot 48% from the field, 33% from the 3-point line, 41% from the field for Georgia Tech, and 30% from the 3 for them as well. They did have 15 points off turnovers. They had 13 turnovers on their own, and they only shot. Oh, right here it is. Free throw percentage, 50% from the free throw line, but they only shot 2 for 4. Now that's rough. That's rough right there. Did you end up finding it?
Yeah, so Georgia Tech's scores was Tiana Thompson off the bench had 19 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and then Danny Carnage, 10 points, 7 rebounds. So bench really held it down for them.
Yeah. I meant the box score. I mean, not the box score, the quarter. Because you said it was pretty close, 73-70.
Yeah, no, I mean, every quarter. The third quarter, Florida State kind of pulled away 26-15, but other than that, I mean, pretty close. But I mean, I'm just shocked that none of the starters were in double digits.
That's crazy.
And was able to still be in this game.
You're right. I mean, Florida State, I guess is a good win for them. Yeah. I know they dropped out of the top 25 this week, which was a bummer because we were rooting for them. They had a good little stretch to get them into the top 25, and then they also fumbled the bag with some tough losses and close wins. So, yeah, rough. But week 17, great matchups coming. We got Monday, February 24th, Kansas State versus Baylor. That's going to, we just talked about that. That's going to be really close. Does Baylor upset Kansas State?
I kind of feel like they will.
I kind of do too. I want to go Baylor on that one. I think Baylor's on a run. They're peaking at the right time as well. Megan, you didn't predict. You can't just. You always try and be like,
yeah, pick. You do that.
Pick. Pick. You can't just. I'm not
going to
skip you.
I'm going to stay with Kansas State.
Well, they lost. Okay. Wednesday, February 26th, Ohio State versus Michigan State. I think
Ohio State.
Agreed. February 27th, we got a lot. UConn versus Creighton.
UConn better win that game.
I know. Kentucky versus Tennessee. Really?
Me too.
I'm scared.
No, I'm not scared. Not after today.
Because you know why I'm scared? I went against Kentucky 2 times, and they actually won. So if I go against Kentucky, they're going to win. I'm just telling you that right now. I like Tennessee.
I don't know why Kentucky's at 14 and Tennessee's at 15. I think
Kentucky's gotten some good wins.
I agree, but they're too up and down chaotic for me. Tennessee is a solid team. I'm going Tennessee. Tennessee, I'm riding with this year though.
Okay, I'll go Tennessee too.
No, go with your Kentucky.
Oh no, we want you to go Kentucky.
Okay, I'll go Kentucky.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, because now Kentucky's gonna lose. That's why you guys wanted me to pick Kentucky, because now they're gonna lose. LSU, Alabama.
Roll Tide.
No, heck no. LSU. Okay, Saturday, March 1st. Ooh, the rematch. UCLA versus USC at UCLA.
6 p.m. That's gonna be a great game.
Who's winning it?
At UCLA.
At UCLA.
UCLA.
Yeah.
My heart wants USC low key.
I want USC too, but
I think UCLA is gonna.
I think they even it
at home.
I do too. I think they even it out. Oh my God! Sunday, you're packed. South Carolina versus Kentucky.
South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina. Oklahoma, Alabama. I'm gonna go. I feel like this is a coin flip.
That is a coin flip.
But you know whose slogan I like better?
Roll Tide.
No.
Roll Tide.
Boomer Sooner. Come on now.
I don't know. That one is tough.
I think I'm gonna go Alabama.
Okay. You guys will roll with the Tide, and I'll Boomer.
I really.
That's a
Come
coin
back to me.
flip.
Come back to me.
Okay. Ohio State, Maryland.
Maryland.
The Ohio State.
Yeah, the Ohio State. That's
The
right.
Maryland.
Maryland.
Terrapins.
Are you guys University of Maryland or Maryland University?
Maryland University.
Oh, okay. Never mind. TCU versus Baylor. I kind of want to go Baylor here.
I want to go Baylor too, but unfortunately, I think TCU is going to pull that one out. Come on, Van Lith.
I know, but okay, you're right. But I'm going Baylor. Okay, so Oklahoma or Alabama?
We should just start talking in all their like little slogans that they have. Oklahoma, Bama.
Roll Tide. I think you always choose Alabama.
I feel like
You
say
choose Alabama
Alabama
a lot.
and then I say just kidding and
Just
choose the
kidding.
team that
The
they're
other
going
team.
to get.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I really feel like it's going to be a good game, but
It is.
I don't know. I could literally right now see either team winning. It's going to be so close.
Yeah. I agree with you.
I don't know. Oklahoma probably will pull this one out, to be honest.
I really think it's a coin
Where's
flip.
it at?
Oh, shoot. I don't know. Producer? Producers? Can someone look that up? No one is.
Stat, quick.
Producers. Do we have the answer yet?
Megan, that's you.
Yeah, Megan.
She's laying around.
I know.
I'm trying to see. Can I see my scope, please? Of
Oh my
the work
God.
I'm supposed to be doing.
Just quiet.
No,
Never
at
mind.
this
We
point,
won't
you're
ask
fired.
you anymore.
Here, I'll
Just-
look it up.
Yeah. Well, while Brooke looks that up.
Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma.
Okay, yeah, Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner, baby.
Boomer Sooner.
Boomer Sooner.
And it's University of Maryland.
University of Maryland. The
Yeah.
University of Maryland.
The.
That's what she was looking up instead of doing the right thing that we needed
Yeah.
her to do. Yeah, extracurricular on the side. But anywho, so that was week 16. Jam-packed. Week 17 is probably going to updo this week. I don't know. I have a feeling it's in crunch time. People have been asking if we'll preview the conference tournament. Yes, when we know the seeds. And we'll make our predictions. We'll go through the little bracket. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? Well, we will, because everyone keeps asking, are you going to preview the tournaments? Yes, we will preview the tournaments.
we are.
Of course we are, but we'll do that next week.
We're just not smart enough to do bracketology and percentages and figure
we're
out
not doing
who's
that.
where, and we don't have
I-
time to do the 15 different
But you know what?
layouts.
I do want to say, I want to make this like clear. Like we're called the Brooks bench because we are opinions from the bench. We do not play. We are old.
Yeah.
We're old. We're fans. We're fans like you. We're just
Pull up our first
opinionating.
video.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually,
This is-
don't.
Yeah,
Don't watch
no,
it.
don't do that. Actually, it's probably
Keep those
horrible. It's
Archive.
probably
You should
horrible.
archive those.
Yeah. So, anyways, like our fans, you guys are also bench warmers. We're all bench warmers. We're just fans with opinions because it's fun. How about that? So we're just
And
gonna
we're the ones
predict.
on the bench that are like creating new like fun things for March Madness. Like if somebody hits a 3 on a clutch play,
Yeah.
like we're rowing
like-
the boat. and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. It's raining threes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then we're probably jumping at each other, almost hurting ourselves. So
Yeah, but we're hyped. But we're hyped. We're the hype
we
man.
are the fun.
Yes, exactly. So just to make that clear. But yes, we'll be going over the conference tournaments, March Madness, everything like last year. Not going to change. So thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys' your support. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. And tell your friends or your family, your coworkers, whoever you want to tell, just tell them. We'll be back next week, week 17 recap. Peace.
Bye, y'all.